Да, зачем? Если бы мне Шушеров не сказал, то что? Я уже не знаю.
Развивается, да.
комитета Петербургского международного экономического форума 2014. Председатель оргкомитета, министр экономического развития Алексей Уlyukaev расскажет более подробно об этом. Заместитель министра экономического развития Сергей Юрьевич Беляков и председатель комитета по экономической политике и стратегическому планированию Санкт-Петербурга Котов Анатолий Иванович принимают участие в пресс-конференции. Пожалуйста, Алексей Валентинович. Так работает.
Добрый день,
Работает, поближе.
Добрый день, уважаемые коллеги, друзья. У нас сегодня важное событие. У нас остался ровно месяц до открытия Санкт-Петербургского экономического форума. Мы сегодня сверяли часы, определяли степень готовности, оценивали возможные риски. Мы были и на площадке Ренэкспо, и провели заседание комитета. И я должен сказать, что мы убедились в высокой степени готовности, несмотря на то, что в этом году у нас более сокращенный график, мы имеем на месяц меньше времени в своем распоряжении для подготовки. Тем не менее, подготовка проходит, в известном смысле прошла качественно. Это касается и самого главного – программы, контента, содержания, набора тем, набора спикеров. И у нас 75 сессий, это большое количество. Главная тема у нас укрепление доверия в эпоху преобразований. Я уже, открывая заседание комитета, сказал, что оба слова, и преобразование, и доверие, ключевые в этом контексте. Это то, в чем так нуждается сейчас и глобальное сообщество, глобальная экономика, и российская экономика. Это и есть ответ на те вызовы, которые сейчас нам эпоха адресует. У нас 6 основных направлений: управление рисками для стимулирования роста, раскрытие конкурентного потенциала России, управление прорывными технологиями, адаптация к изменениям и так далее. Ну, есть набор разных форматов. Я, наверное, не буду все говорить. Это и панельные сессии, и пленарные заседания, и брифинги, и семинары, и круглые столы, и деловые завтраки. У нас есть интерактивные сессии, у нас есть телевизионные сессии. У нас в этом смысле, мне кажется, очень интересно. Мы между собой говорили, и, так сказать, находишься иной раз в положении буриданного осла. Ты хочешь одновременно посетить 2 или 3 сессии, что технически невозможно, а хочется. Вот просто интересно. Интересная тематика, интересные люди. И мы рассчитываем, что сама дискуссия будет очень хороша и содержательна. Мне кажется, высокий технический уровень, информационный уровень, медийный уровень. Участникам будет удобно, комфортно. И я думаю, что это основа не только для того, чтобы обсудить актуальные тематики, но и для того, чтобы вступить в деловые контакты, улучшить их, заключить контрактные соглашения, развивать экономические, инвестиционные связи. Для этого тоже будут все возможности, не только для разных форматов дискуссий, но и для двусторонних встреч, для деловых обсуждений. У нас мы проверили и техническое состояние дел, обсудили вопросы транспортного обслуживания, питания, даже попробовали это питание. Мне кажется, вы тоже. Вот, очень все на высоком уровне, я считаю. Работа пресс-центра, мне кажется, будет тоже готова. Хорошо, транспортное обслуживание, гостиничное хозяйство, культурная программа интересная. Я думаю, что участники не только смогут хорошо поработать, но и получат просто удовольствие от пребывания в городе, от культурной программы. Мы рассмотрели работу с участниками, и хочу сказать, что по понятным
We are holding the event not in a very favorable geopolitical environment, and there could be certain changes, but we've been very attentive looking into those participants who have confirmed their participation. We do acknowledge that these risks haven't manifested themselves, that the participants this year, in terms of their overall composition, is not worse this year in terms of the number of attendees, in terms of the number of companies which are represented, in terms of the senior people and the senior executives representing the biggest players in the international business. So we are having a very high level of representation in both in terms of the quantity and quality. So I think right, so I think I should quote a couple of words. We have 142 senior executives from the biggest international, 415 senior executives from the biggest Russian companies confirmed their participation, 22 missions from countries from different global regions at a very high level. We're having 3 leaders of states, ministers, heads of governments. Well, maybe in a nutshell, this is it. In case my colleagues might like to add something, all right, but thus I'm ready to answer your questions. Prime Task Agency. RIA Novosti. Alexey, this year the forum is going to take place in a difficult environment against the cooling off of relationships with the West and with the sanctions in the backdrop. Last year we had leaders of state attend, specifically Angela Merkel. Is anyone from international leaders is expected to attend this year? And secondly, in terms of the cultural program, who is going to be performing at the opening day? Well, I should say that we have 3 leaders of state confirming their participation at the plenary discussion, at the plenary meeting, and also we have several heads of governments, the ministers of foreign affairs, economics, finance. So in this sense, we've got quite a high level of representation. With respect to who is going to do the performance on the first day, well, do you mean at the inauguration day of the forum, which is a traditional thing? No. It's going to be a different format this year, because this year the format is going to be different. We won't do it at the Palace Square. We will have quite a big cultural happening, which on the one hand has this charity notion to it, because for 12,000 participants we're going to have a very interesting ice show with the participation of the Russian leading figure skaters, and we want to do it in such a way so that it could be made available to the least socially secure people, the orphans, and to get to this event. Well, Sergey will give us a few more details. Yes, well. So we are planning a gala show. We are the champions in the Ice Rink Palace on the 22nd of May, 12,500 seats. And using this opportunity, we would like to make an emphasis in distributing the tickets upon all of the Russian citizens who, because of different reasons, do not have the opportunity to see such performances live. And that includes the orphans, the disabled children, the veterans, because the forum this year is going to take immediately after the celebrations of the May Day, the Victory Day. And so I do say that this is a very good reason to invite to attend all those who we should be simply grateful to. To us, this is an important step, maybe even more important to us than to them, because this kind of a charity approach in terms of the attitudes is what we miss these days. And that is also an element of strengthening trust, because we're talking not only about the trust between countries, between the business and the government. These are the categories that we are very much used to speak about in public, but we also mean to work on our trust inside the society itself, something that we're sometimes short of. So there's not going to be the Palace Square concert. That is going to be a sort of a gift by the organizing committee of the St. Petersburg Forum to the people of this city. And that is going to be the gala concert, the ice rink show, with the participation of the current champions of the Olympics, who recently have either won the gold medals or were the runners-up, as well as the former Olympic Games winners, and not only the Russian athletes, but also the foreign figure skating stars, and that is the gift to the people of the city. And a few more words about the changed format of the cultural program and the traditional reception, which we used to have in St. Petersburg on behalf of the governor. We're not going to have it this year. We will have an evening, ceremonial evening at the Alexander Rinsky Palace with a show performance. And this is a small innovation that you should know about. More questions, please. ITAR TASS agency, Svetlana Afonina. Alexey Valentinovich, could you please specify, is it already known preliminarily what will be the total amount of money, in terms of the contracts that are going to be concluded as part of the forum, and will there be any separate discussion about the development strategy for the Far East or the Crimea? Well, first thing, with respect to Crimea and Sebastopol, we are not planning any special panels or any other formats, but I do say that this particular topic, as any other one related to economic development and investments, and with the advanced development territories, may be debated as part of existing formats. As far as the contracts and the amount of money involved is, I'm not ready to say. We are familiar with a strong interest amongst the leaders of the international and Russian businesses, but I'm not able to tell you the figure yet. Social Partnership Almanac, Russian literary. Usually, by the end of the forums, you issue press releases which specify the amounts of contracts and the deals which have been entered into, the memorandums of intent. The colleague has just raised this question, but at the same time, third year in a row, the forum program also includes the development of charity, and whereas last year there was a topic about raising the charity programs amongst the young generation, this year I see that you are talking about the corporate involvement in that. So what are the plans in terms of the agenda? I do confirm that in due way we will inform the public with respect to the business content of the forum, with respect to the number of deals and transactions and the amount of money which may be involved, about the memorandum of intent and the contracts. So that will all be done in due process. But with respect to the charity issues, we started our presentation by saying that we are running a special event, and this is an emphasis within the program, an emphasis upon charity is also very much indicative, because the corporate responsibility, and charity is the responsibility of the business. This empathy, I should say, which means that the business cannot stand away from the social and problems and issues which the citizens in this country face, as well as the people in other countries. This is a very important humanitarian set of issues these days, because that becomes the priority items in the agenda of international forums, such as in Davos, and Russia simply upholds these social values and the social benefits which business has to produce. Apart from goods and services, it has to produce stability, support, trust, and the ability to resolve social issues. I would like to receive a more detailed answer with respect to the participant list of the St. Petersburg Economic Forum, because there is information out that the representative of the European states simply refused to come, and so the forum is going to be more of a Asia-Pacific, Arabic kind of. And so are there any measures currently being undertaken to ensure the participation of the leaders of the European nations? Because the kind of list that we, the correspondents, see, there are no European countries practically at all. So how are you going to deal with that? Well, first thing is that that is not true, because if we speak about the official participations only, these are the European countries: Belgium, Bulgaria, the UK, Hungary, Germany, Greece, Denmark, Italy, Ireland, Spain, Latvia, Luxembourg, Moldova, Monaco, Netherlands, Norway, Poland, Serbia, Slovenia, Finland, France, Czechia, Switzerland, and Sweden. So this seems to me quite a definitive list, which encompasses a very broad range of representatives. That was first thing. And second thing, I cannot say that any special effort is being undertaken. We have always been working with the participants all the way around as the inextricable part of the preparation process, and I cannot say that this time it was principally different from the work we had done previously. Certainly, I should admit that we are discussing possible risks with respect to the participation that we see, but they, to a larger extent, apply to the official delegations, and to a less extent to the business, because from the point of view of business participation, this is at the highest possible level, and I do not see any problems whatsoever. We feel a very strong interest on the part of businesses to come. Maybe there was a reduction of the number of panels, because it was not really technological to try and run a panel which was going to be attended by 12 participants only. I mean, we could do it, but on a shorter timing. But as far as the official missions are concerned, there are going to be a few of them in terms of the representations, because of understandable reasons. But nevertheless, this is a very high level of representation. Next question, please. Russia Channel, Alexey Valentinovich, specifically question to you in terms of the substantive part, because RBK agency quotes what you said in the Russian Duma. The Russian economy since 2009 is finding itself in the most critical state. Could you describe that as a crisis? Is it going to be one of the key topics at the forum? And if positive, what kind of measures you, as the minister, is going to offer? I do not think that the topic of crisis is applicable. We can talk about stagnation, that the rates of economic growth are substantially behind potential pace of economic development, because the first quarter of this year is 0.85 GDP growth, 1.1% of the industrial output growth, and a negative growth of investments, I mean the reduction of investments into the fixed capital. And that is a very concerning set of factors. We are discussing them, and undoubtedly the format of the Russian economic development is going to be of interest to our business partners, because they, in many ways, define the contents of the transactions and the investment process which they initiate or run. And so this is also the topic for the discussion at a bilateral government level. But that is a not formalized kind of an agenda. I mean, these are the issues, and I do think that myself, as well as the other participants representing the Russian government, are going to talk about it. We're going to debate it, maybe argue with the business representatives within different formats. That is a very normal thing. St. Petersburg TV channel. Could it be more specific? You said that the heads of states and the government representatives are going to participate in the forum. Could you please quote any specific names in terms of who are going to come? Well, in terms of specific names, just give us a couple of days, because very soon we're going to upload the information on our website, and I believe that is going to be more correct. I don't want to give you any names right now. Once again, I do confirm 3 heads of state participating in the forum. I think 4 ministers of foreign affairs. And I feel that 5 chairmen of the national cabinets, prime ministers from different countries are going to participate at different panels. Nadezhda Tomanovskaya, Presidential Reform Support newspaper. Russia has always been a setter of international fashion. Previously, and Kantorovich was the Nobel laureate, was in the Neva City, as well as the Mr. Kosygin and Voznesensky. And so, with this regard, I'm interested in the way the scientific economic school is going to be represented, particularly things which were developed by the Alferov's Center and by Yefimov, like, for example, the estimation of the energy equivalent, because Russia is going to develop its new financial system, we could be of assistance. I mean, the researchers and scholars of St. Petersburg, we could be of help not only to Russia but to the whole of the world. So how is the scientific economy going to be represented? Well, if you talk about the energy issues, part of the St. Petersburg Forum is going to be hosting the Global Energy Roundtable, which traditionally discusses these issues, but the expert community is going to be definitely represented at a very high economic and expert level. If you have any specific ideas or proposals, we would be interested to consider them. However, the leading Russian research centers, both educational centers, as well as the Academy of National Economy, the High School of Economics, the Academy of Economy and the Financial Academy, and other leading Russian research and academic institutions are going to be actively represented at the forum, please. Fontankaru Andrei Zaharov, I got two more questions. Could you please compare the forthcoming forum with the previous one in terms of the number of guests and official delegations as of right now, and give us a comparison what was the way you saw it 1 month ago? Because we do have this misunderstanding. We've been giving handouts which reads that France didn't confirm the participation of the official delegation, Poland did not, and you are saying that they did. So could you be more specific about, and the concert at the Palace Square has always been for free for the city people, but you said that you are going to distribute the tickets among the orphans, and what about the rest of the tickets? Are they going to be sold? Well, no, I mean, all the tickets, practically, 12,500, I mean, 1,000 will be given to the forum participants, 10,000 tickets will be given for free to the orphans and the disabled children, and a very small share, we haven't decided yet. It either might be sold or will be distributed amongst other social categories. Now, in as far as comparing two forums, I mean, if you consider the current day, 30 days before, back in 2013 it was 10,068 participants who confirmed. That in 2014, I mean, 1,068, and this year it's 1,691. Now, in terms of the number of companies, in 2013 it's 693, in 2014 734. Now, in terms of the senior executives, senior business executives, in 2013 550, in 2014 561. So, once again, I can read out the list of foreign official delegations. Australia, Angola, Bulgaria, Hungary, Germany, Iraq, Italy, Kuwait, Latvia, Luxembourg, Morocco, Mexico, Namibia, Norway, Arab Emirates, Peru, Thailand, Chile, Ecuador, Ethiopia, Azerbaijan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, etc. Yes, please. Bloomberg Agency, Olga. Alexey Ulyukaev, you said that 142 senior business executives confirmed their participation. Could you say the leaders of which American and European energy companies and investment banks are going to attend the forum this year? For example, Goldman Sachs, Caterpillar, BP, Total, Alcoa, Citibank, Fortnum, Alstom, Siemens, Hyundai, Statoil. There you are. Dear colleagues, any more questions, please? Tatiana Sherement from St. Petersburg. My question about the people of St. Petersburg, will they feel during the days of the forum? Are there going to be any difficulties in moving about town? Could you please give us an answer? Well, my neighbor here will tell you in details, but I don't feel there are going to be any problems because the transportation has been proven to work all right. Well, holding such an event to us, to the city authority, is always important and interesting on all counts. From the point of view of economics, this is always a big number of participants who come to the city and do contact with our businesses, achieving a certain contractual future. Last year we signed contracts worth 100 billion rubles, and so you can imagine that today we are preparing ourselves for this, understanding that the investment component during this forum is an important part. As far as inconveniences are concerned, we are aware of certain aspects of the issue, and we're doing our best to try and minimize the kind of inconveniences that we might have, which means that before May 15th we would complete all of the maintenance work which was scheduled, and as of May 25th we'll restart them, so that this period of time would be relieved of any kind of inconveniences that usually would take place during such an event. And secondly, all of the traffic which is in the way for the people in the city, to minimize and to reorganize them during other hours or through water channels, which is going to be done in a very active way. There are certain little things, but we do understand that there is a compromise a little bit, and so this is quite beneficial for us. People in the world learn more and more about our city, and thanks to these forums during the past few years, the number of foreign trade counterparties have grown by almost 30 new countries have become our partners. Dear colleagues, thank you very much. We're looking forward to see you during the forum here. There are definitely going to be things for you to show and tell the world about, which is going to be quite useful and beneficial to all of us. Thank you very much.